Hello. How are we doing on this fine day? Apologies, I haven't been doing as much Homestuck lately. Hopefully, we can get back on a pretty decent track. Let me see, am I audible? On a pretty Yes. Yes, I am. Had a a message in my live chat pop up that was saying, yeah, moderation's a good idea. And I'm like, we only just figured that out now, YouTube. Oh, goodness gracious. As lovely as staring at this whole situation is going to be, it's not gonna be a fine time in a minute here. All right. There's a first time for everything, right, Serrated Millionaire? Welcome. This is the runt. This is it, runt. Here's your chance. Kiss her, said the fan base. Why are you breathing like that? What the fuck? Is that your tongue? I guess we've never covered the tongue of trolls. Do they have 5 blue tongues? Kiss that girl, you wimp! Ah! Choked. Almost. Ah, for crying out loud! Oh, he choked himself! You make me sad, runt. Just shaking my head here. That's it! I can't take it anymore. Oh, wait, I gotta switch your voice to Iago. I can do my best Gilbert Gottfried impression. I can't take it anymore! It's pretty bad. I gotta stop playing games for girls. You're on your own, runt. Oh, now you want to kiss me. Little... Very unfortunate use of your text gimmick there. Little late, don't you think? Save your breath. Oh, that's why he choked himself. Wow! Wow! Save your breath, Paige. I ain't dead just yet. That's fucking badass. Wait, that's amazing. How much writing are you gonna have him do with his own blood? Oh, or your blood, rather. Holy shit. Okay, gotta read this in the correct voice. I apologize. Oh my god. Oh, now you want to kiss me? Little late, don't you think? Save your breath, Paige. I ain't dead just yet. Besides, plenty of time for that later. Oh my god! Pick me up. Need to get somewhere fast. Are you ready to fly, pupa? Good lord! Good lord! What is wrong with you, Vriska? That's your blood! Why would you make the note so long? You might as well have drawn a little doodler of our heart or something at the end. Is that a giant beehive? I won't make you do it. This is up to you. Here's your chance, big guy. Ha ha ha. Okay, good lord. How? Like, oh my god, but do it fast, okay? Please don't make me bleed to death slowly, slowly. I'm amazed you have blood left. Thief. Thief. Why not take control? But because this is hilarious, right? No. No. This is his decision. I know he can do it. Oh my god, Tavro's just getting progressively more confused. We can't have an internal argument right now. Tavros, hurry up. Kill me. Kill mate? Steal his will. It is what a thief does. End this. No! Do it, you coward! Cancel me! Cancel mate! 8. Switch 4. No! What? Fuck you, Switch 4! Take her out! Thank God! Oh my god! You're making a mess, Junior. Finish her. What you waiting for? What are you? Some kind of wimp? Congratulations. One of the most amazing scenes in Homestuck history. Didn't exactly go how you might have been hoping, did it, Vriska? Rise up, thief. Oh my god, that's actually adorable. Wait. Snowman, escape. Yes! I have no idea what voice to assign to you. Did I ever give you a voice? I don't think so. I don't think I ever had an opportunity to. The windy boy is dead. The tragedy is overwhelming. All hope is lost. Oh well, time to get out of this tin can. Wayward vagabond, escape. The door jams. Oh, right. The station is out of power. You forgot about that. Wayward vagabond, examine treasure. Of course, you still have your secret treasure, but it will almost certainly prove to be of no use to you in this dilemma whatsoever. It clearly serves no significant purpose other than to be pretty and to make your hand glowy. Back in the sleeve of your trusty knife it goes. Search for power source. Oh yeah, there's another thing you forgot about. You ate that delicious green nuclear rock earlier in the day, even though it feels like it was more than a year ago. Guess there's nothing to do but wait it out. way back at page 689. Oh my god. Prepare for imminent windfall. There he goes again, bothering you. He is so impatient. Doesn't he realize how time-consuming it is preparing for the holidays? He's just going to have to hold his stupid, angry alien space horses. Wait, you almost forgot. It's still April, and nowhere near the holiday season. You guess all this wintry weather tricked you into thinking it was. But wait, even that doesn't make any sense, since it never snowed on your island, and you were never able to connect it with the holiday season. Boy, are you confused. But you always wanted a way. It's crazy how Jade's completely gone to from being by far the most informed among the main protagonists to now by far the least informed of anybody. But you always wanted a white Christmas, and damn it, that is what you are going to have, even though it's April and even though you are giving all these presents to yourself. And even though Jesus Christ is no longer a relevant figure to celebrate on account of the annihilation of humanity. Oh, shut up, Carcat. I love you, Jade. Carcat cannot be conveyed with a more detailed portrait yet. He is too angry and is forced to look like shit. Maybe later he can manage to calm down. Shit, let's be Santa. Aww. I think it felt like before that it would, regardless of your drawing skill, if it correctly surmised that it was a tree, it would have left out the white pixels. Bro! Yes, perfect! It is the prettiest tree I have ever seen. Okay, I'm going to torrent you another, negative billion artifact grifts. Okay, great. Everything about that makes total sense. Yeah, now draw the conk-suckiest boot you ever drew. Okay. Draw conk-suck boot. Updates. What are we referring to? Oh, okay. December. I got you. I was just kind of accepting we were having a bit of Christmas insanity on Jade's part. December 24th. Is this conk sucky enough? It's the conk suckiest piece of fucking shit that ever still somehow qualified as a boot. You just know how immigrants were responsible. Well, I am not sure if I am technically a U.S. citizen. Yeah, see what I mean? Well, I mean, that doesn't make her an immigrant then. Well, to another reality, but by that metric. Deck halls. And the night before Christmas and all through then house, not a creature alchemize. You have put a lot of thought into this, and you have some great ideas. But first you would, what the fuck? How did we get here? I get that it's Christmas, but what happened? You have put a lot of thought into this, and you have some great ideas. But first, you would like to make something practical, something to keep you warm in this chilly weather. Make earmuffs. Did that make like a ceiling light? You combine Rose's headband with some sort of fluffy ball you drew? This isn't really working. Also, this pointless thing was absurdly expensive for some reason. I am trying to think what it could possibly be. That is, like, ooh. Is it like a reference, maybe? Just draw some earmuffs. Yay. Earmuffs too, Grist. You simply draw a pair of earmuffs and make them. Yay. Combine earmuffs and lunch top. That. Oh, yeah, so she can have her own little. No, but then consistent access from the trolls. You make a pair of lunch muffs. Finally, an easy hands-free computing solution that keeps your ears warm and look amazing to boot. I mean, I will say yours is definitely a whole lot better than John's entire situation. Combine Johnny 5 and Lunch Top. You figure as long as you have the Lunch Top card handy, you might as well try to do something with this dumb Johnny 5 ghost image you accidentally made once. You don't even know what this robot's deal is. You've never seen this stupid movie. You make the Johnny Top. Finally, a difficult-to-use hands-on computing solution that does nothing but roll around of his own accord while talking about his emotions and reading books fast. Finally! Combine Iron Man armor and outfit. You decide to cut to the chase and do something that will have indisputably cool results. You go to. Wait, wouldn't that just be downgrading the Iron Man armor, though? Like, why not just wear the Iron Man armor? Maybe find a way to shrink it, I suppose. Build a shrink ray. You go to one of the stairwell rooms and carefully observe the armor while you sketch it. You have secretly wondered whether your grandpa was actually Iron Man in his younger years. It would explain so many things, including why this armor is here. I mean, okay, it is adorable. You make the Iron Lass suit! It's quite stylish, but maybe a bit cumbersome for casual wear. Probably only good for special occasions. If you are going to adopt a new regular outfit, you'd prefer something a little comfier and less ostentatious, and if possible, in less flagrant violation of copyright law. Combine one of Grandpa's beauties and outfit. That seems like a poor decision. You sketch one of the silly sun-bleached blue lady portraits. He would be so proud. This seems like a dumb plan. You make the... I take it all back. It looks fine. You make the dress of Eclectica. I almost said Electrica, but it's not. This is so much better. Combine Rose's crystal ball and magic cue ball. You lost your magic cue ball in the explosion, so you will have to draw it and hope your Modus knows what you're getting at. You have been dying to see its predictions, and you think you are on to something here. Sadly, the Modus interprets your circle as a boring and useless magic 8-ball. Oh well, you guess you'll do it anyway. I mean, what you would do, theoretically, hello, do not open, what you do theoretically is draw a pool table with the racked up balls and the cue ball ready to strike at it. That would be... Oh, how would you make it magic, though? These are the real questions that will keep me up at night. Because obviously just summoning the cue ball out of nowhere wouldn't make it magic. This is just self-evident. Maybe it needs to be blessed by a priest after the fact. Combine Rose's crystal ball and magic 8-ball. You make a transparent magic 8-ball. You can now see inside and watch the dark water sloshing about the cavity in the globe. The predictions seem kind of lame when you can see all the other possibilities tumbling around in there. Kind of makes the fortune wheel irrelevant. Combine crystal ball and glasses. Yeah, now I want to see what a magic cue ball looks like. Are all possibilities in the magic cue ball always is it just a magic 8-ball's options, but it's just right, or is every possibility that is available to humankind in there? These are the questions. Combine crystal ball and glasses. You make the Sooth specs. You can now see everything. Wouldn't that be sleuthing then? Why Sooth? Albeit through a dizzying fisheye filter. Combine Sooth specs and lunch top. Must you? That seems like you're kind of hurting the lunch top. You make the junior CompuSooth spectagoogles. You can never have too many cool computers. This feels like the most wacky Homestuck has been in a while. Combine furry trophy, lunch top, and shirt shoes. You grab one of your grandpa's softest trophies and use it to make a really stylish, warm, fuzzy squiddle jacket. You do the exact same thing to your shoes to create a matching pair of squiddle sneaks. The jacket and shoes are also computers. You will never be caught without a computer, ever. You are suddenly feeling more fashionable than any kid in Paradox Space. All of the style belongs to you. The only thing left to do is make yourself deadlier. Combine Dave's Midnight Crew poster and rifle. Okay, turn it into a Tommy gun? You make a girl's best friend. Pew, 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 pew. Combine Charles Dutton and Squiddle. You still have this Charles Dutton ghost image you accidentally made. You are not sure what to do with this gentleman, if anything. Oh well, when in doubt, squiddle it. You make a Duddle! The Duddle is weirding you out a little. You believe you will keep your distance from the Duddle. Sketch particle accelerator. Okay. I don't think you've got it right there, Jade. You put the leering Duddle out of your mind and try to sketch one of the pieces of equipment from your destroyed room to the best of your recollection. Hopefully it works, so you can try making something sweet. Combine rifle, iron last suit, and particle accelerator. It worked! The result is a huge kick-ass proton cannon. Obviously, you can only wield this weapon in your iron last suit. Or you would, if you were able to afford the thing. Dave Turbo torrented you a lot of grist, but you don't have that much. Come on! Dave! Turbo torrent faster! Combine mummy and MC poster and outfit. Where did you get the blood from? What? You made the dead shuffle dress. It's fine. While wearing this outfit, you almost feel as if you were ripped straight from the animes. Combine green sun bed sheets and girl's best friends. What's this gonna do? Oh, it just made it more colorful. Okay. You make the green sun street sweeper. Aw, yeah. Okay. How about one more outfit? Outfits are the best. You think? I concur. Can we do more than one more? Combine dress of Eclectica, felt poster, and 8-ball. I mean, it honestly looks like a Dracula cape. Okay. You make the 3 in the morning dress. It is so fancy you cannot imagine wearing it on anything other than super special occasions. Not to mention you'll freeze your ass off in this thing. Combine mecha, street sweeper, and iron suit. You might as well have this mecha ghost image you made a while ago. You still have, whoa, combined lines there. You still have this mecha ghost image you made a while ago. By accident as usual. Might as well throw a bunch of crazy shit together and see what sort of insane loot crops up. The suspense is almost too much. You make, it's just gonna be like a regular vacuum cleaner. Johnny 5! God damn it! Motherfucker thinks he's alive! He is a tin can! Robots don't have feelings! Jade, combine Dutton and Sooth specs. No. That's terrifying. You make the Dutton bubble goggles. It costs nothing. You can see into eternity. Forever. Okay, that's enough. Happy April 13th, 2009, everybody! All of your computers light up at once as some douchebag starts hassling you. Whoever this douchebag might be, you will have to remember to keep most of these computers turned off. Answer this douchebag. I'm having a lot of fun if you can't tell.
Now that you're done making all that pointless rubbish, I've got something way more worth your while.
Which one were you again? Wait, weren't you the guy who was always trying to hit on me?
That could have been anyone. Let's not get distracted by your sad league of suitors and their flushed desperations. I'm offering you the edge here, in your rivalry with the other female. We've got the Abstratus, and I don't need this thing anymore, since I became more powerful than you could ever imagine, as a mighty wizard of white science. So you might as well take it and settle your score with the awful witch.
But I'm the witch. I mean witch. The double W's.
Yeah, okay, the seer then if you want to be dealing with technicalities.
Rose? I do not have a score to settle with Rose. Why would you think that?
Oh, well, fuck. Suppose I was guessing it was natural to presume some such relation like that between the two of you. The twos of you.
I think you are projecting your own attitude onto others. Just because you tend to hate and or hit on everyone you meet doesn't mean everyone else is that way. Rose just sent me a code for a crystal ball. She's my friend and is basically the best.
Oh, I can see. So she shared her magic secrets with you, then. It's probably a trap. I wouldn't trust her. She is a cunning and treacherous sort, trust me. I know her type.
Wait, do you have a thing for her, too? Did she reject you or something?
Duh. You are slinging around a bloody mess of slender with these accusations. You wouldn't understand anyway. It's already been painfully established you people can't get your shallow think pans under the majesty of our quadrants. Mostly because every time we try and explain it, you tell us not to. Like, we really trying, and it's gonna be real awkward if, like, one of us does end up dating, and, like, you think you're in the red side of the quadrant, but in reality you're on the other side. But I feel like that relationship could be heavily damaged by a cultural difference. If you must know, things between us were getting pretty bellicose, and I'm pretty sure she was waxing an obsidian for me as a human got it in him to do. And if not for the interdimensional divide keeping us apart, honestly, I don't doubt our rivalry could be brewing outright pitch.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, I need a rival who can pose me a challenge. And frankly, my headphones just turned off. That caught me off guard. And frankly, she's not even fit for holding my cape anymore. At this point, I find all her adorable black pixie dabblings to be prime kitty playtime shit. All of her fraudulent magics cannot come close to posing a threat to my mastery over the truest sciences. And with my empiricist's wand, I serve as the righteous hope that will incinerate delusion and the deluded alike. My holy fire is the white.
I was trying to add a little bit of pastor into it, my holy fire, but I couldn't find the voice.
My holy fire is the white fury bled from the wrath-weary eyes of 50,000 non-fictional angels. And when they're finished sweeping, they will bow before their prince.
Wow, what are you talking about?
So really, you should be honored to inherit my old calling, both my armaments and my feud. It'll be witch against witch, a real one versus an imposter. Faker one dies.
Hey, look at that, time for me to get going.
Oh, well, you just take the fucking gun already?
No, I don't want it.
It's a way more powerful weapon than any of that crap you made. It's a legendary relic without equal.
More like a legendary piece of shit.
You're being needlessly fucking stubborn about this. I'm doing you a fucking favor here.
Yes, but I don't like you very much, and I feel really icky about accepting a present from you.
If you accept it, this is the last I'll ever be bothering you about anything, okay?
Sigh. Fine. What? That's the code. It's so simple. It's not quite pshoo, but still. Make this legendary piece of shit. I think it's fine. I have seen this before.
How's that possible? It's a one-of-a-kind weapon plundered from an Alternian ghost ship.
I am very sure it's the same. I'm very sure it's the same rifle included with John's present, but bigger, of course.
Probably a cheap imitation of the original, kind of like that one there is. So, there's your answer. Stable loops ahoy. Now enjoy the utter fucking domination it affords.
Yes, but I did not provide the weapons. My pen pal did.
Who's that?
The guy who helps me. Should be helped. The guy who helps me build the present. We worked on it together, but he supplied the bunny's weapon. I'm pretty sure he's from the future.
Why?
Because he said he's my grandson.
What the fuck is a grandson? Is that some kind of perverse human familial thing?
Yes?
Never mind then, your procreational biologistics make my fins curl in distaste.
Oh no! Please don't tell anyone I told you about him! How could I let that slip to you of all people?
Settle down, Jade, you're radically underestimating the amount of shit I don't give about this.
That needs to be a meme format. You're radically underestimating the amount of shit I don't give about this.
Settle down, Jade, you're radically underestimating the amount of shit I don't give about this. I'll have you know this is the last time I'm planning on talking to any human. I got bigger ships to sink, and soon when I'm good and ready, me and my luminous fucking science stick have got a date with Jack Noir. And no, not that kind of date, give me a little fucking credit.
Wow, okay. I wasn't going to say anything.
Why's this matter so hush-hush anyway?
He didn't want me to tell my friends who he really was.
Well, he didn't say anything about your enemies. Loophole!
I guess maybe he was concerned about upsetting the timeline?
Well, maybe he didn't want to disrupt whatever disgusting sequence of events was responsible for him spawning in the first place.
Maybe. I have wondered about that. Assuming he is right, he was so nice, and it really did feel like I was talking to a family, so I really don't think he was making it up. I couldn't help but try to imagine his parents, and more interestingly, his grandmother. I still wonder who it could be, although I guess at this point, the options are pretty limited.
Okay, I think I'm starting to feel a little talking about things making me fathom pink wigglers coming out of your own personal torso. So change the fucking subject. That gun I just gave you is something of a hatch rate to the kid. Happy I could play a role in your dirty, stinking lineage.
Like an heirloom? I guess it could be. Do you even have those? If you don't have parents, how could you?
No, we don't know our direct forebears, and I'm pretty sure any attempt to seek out or even inquire about the suppliers of your genes would be a fine way to get yourself killed. But we've got our lore, and it says we all got our individual ancestors who contribute to most of our genes above and beyond what the grub slurry does.
Ew.
Oh, shut up. Anyway, a lot of us believers were meant to trace the footsteps of those ancestors even though we can never know them. And on that journey, we can come across belongings they once had 'cause we were hatched to find them and finish their work. I kinda think that's why I found the gun in the first place. But now I'm forsaking it because fuck it, I just found a better destiny than my old crappy one, which I never got any appreciation for anyway.
Then maybe that is how this heirloom should work.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't want to use it.
Aw, man, come on.
So I'll just dump it outside the house with the trash, and if it is fated to find my pen pal one day, then so be it.
God damn it. It's like you people go out of your way to think of how to disrespect me.
Maybe you should have been nicer to me. In any case, I don't appreciate the spirit in which the gift was given, so this is what I will do.
Fine. Fuck it. What do I care? This has been a completely flippin' useless exchange, as have they all been with your species. And for the record, even though I said that stuff about being fated to find my gun, fate isn't real. It's a lot of fake fucking horse feathers. Now go and be cleansed by the light of truth, purity, non-fakeness, hope, and above all, science! Lost the Australian in me there for my science!
Gardenostic's Johnny Top exploded. Jade, throw LPOS outside with the trash. I just want her to get along with one troll. Just one. Truly get along. Ooh. It's the Sun Eater. Do we get another game soon? I would adore this. Time is ticking down quickly. Oh fuck. Solux, answer Aradia. Honestly, everything I've seen, it's pretty clear to me that the story of Homestuck would be much better told in a video game format than it would ever be in a TV show format. All they need to do is like maybe every arc is its own game, that type of thing. Like, and they don't have to be those big sprawling adventures, but then again, they probably don't want to make any more games that didn't go so well for them, did it? Apocalypse Arisen began trolling Twin Armageddons. Hi.
Hi.
I guess I should say something before I go.
Aradia, I'm right glubbing here.
like 2 feet away from you. If you want to say something to me, why don't you just turn to your left and say it? It's bad enough that you've hardly said 2 lousy words to me since you became that sweaty asshole's smooth spot. I know, but this is hard for me. How is it hard? You are a tin can. Robots don't have feelings. No, that's not true. Okay, then what is it? Sorry about everything, and all the bad luck you've had. You didn't deserve it. I have to go now. What? Where are you going? I'm not sure. Well, I guess. Anyway, that's it. Wait, you mean for good? Will I ever see you again? I don't know that either, but I guess if you do, probably not with your eyes. What the hell is that supposed to mean? I think you'll be okay with it, though. I wish I could somehow make that emoticon smile. Aw. Ooh, woo. No, that looks stupid. Oh well. Aww. Just confusion in the background here. Instant sweating, I'm sure. Aw. Kablooey. I agree, sad face. Come on, Birdie. Birdie. Come on, buddy. Turn that frown upside down, we'll say. Wait, no, that looks stupid. Oh well. Doomed Dave. The fact that we're not even halfway through Homestuck, I get really stuck on where the hell we're going with all this. Doomed Dave, wake up. Ooh. Doomed Dave, pester Tracy. Turn Tech God began pestering Gallows Calibrator. Well, that was apparently pointless. Now what? Hello? Tracy? What's up? Anger. Well, that was sad. Aw, it was sad, right? Poke, he's like, you have feelings? Aw. For what it's worth, I have at least a decent enough opinion of Carcat that he was probably trying to be comforting in his deeply incapable way. Doof, Tracy Epscott. What? Aww. Employ Junior CompuSooth Spectagoggles. There's too much going on. There's too many characters now. As much as I love the trolls, it is really difficult to juggle all of them. Employ Junior CompuSooth Spectagoggles. These things cost a fortune to make. They better do something awesome. And it turns out they do. The sophisticated computing technology merged with the crystal ball provides a simple way to see anything going on right now in the Inciposphere. How amazing is that? As the Witch of Space, you figure it's about time you get better acquainted with the full breadth of your domain, which is to say, all physical locations. View John.
I'm giving her a witch voice.
Is that the solution from now on? To just give her a stereotypical witch voice? There he is, on the battlefield no less. That's a pretty cute outfit he's got on. You wonder what he did to make it. You also wonder why he's not answering your messages. Does he even have a computer on him? He should try to have more foresight and carry no less than 5 computers on him at all times, like a sensible person. She's back! Jade View Rose. There she is. What is she doing on the lava planet? She seemed awfully preoccupied when you spoke with her moments ago, and she gave you the code for the crystal ball. You wonder who she could be talking to. View Dave. According to the spectagoggles, there are currently 13 Daves scattered around the Insiposphere, including Dave Sprite. That is an absolutely preposterous amount of Daves. You guess Dave Sprite is the one prototyped by his future self that John was telling you about? Dave sure is a clever guy. Might as well have a look. View Dave Sprite. The goggles zero in on a pendant, which is covered in blood? No. Oh no! Oh no! It seems that Dave is no longer too cool to have any dead family members. This is so sad. Hang on. The Dave count suddenly dropped from 13 to 12. Maybe one of them time traveled away? You hope it doesn't mean what you think it. View missing Dave. Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Shitty power! Shitty power! Get rid of these glasses! Become a page or a knight or what are all the other category options? Pester a Dave, any Dave. Oh no! Talk about it. It was chill, but now we had to watch all these characters be sad. I will grant you, I'm not giving you the witch voice, which I was intending to give you at your next interaction, Jade. Dave! Any Dave out there, please listen. This is a Dave out there. What's up? Dave, I just saw you and you were dead. Oh yeah, that happens. Oh no! You were in a green suit and covered in blood. Oh god, it was terrible. If that was a future Dave, you have to make sure that doesn't happen. It wasn't a future Dave. He was from a while ago. Oh, I am confused. Sorry you had to see that, but don't worry. It was just a doomed Dave. No big deal, really. I was swindled into splitting time paths along the way, and that guy got the dead end of the stick. I'll be fine. Okay. I am still not sure how I get that, but I guess I am relieved. Yes, you are. Go ahead and be relieved. Woo! There I just was. Nice. How did that poor Dave die? Was it Jack? Yeah, he's pretty much the guy in charge of random teleportation murders right now. I love the way of putting that. That's delightful. What about your, oh no, I don't even know if you know about this. What? My bro? Yeah, Jack killed him too. Is it something you would like to talk about? Not much to talk about. This is some pretty serious existence-threatening shit going down, and some people are going to die, I guess. Even crazy hard dudes like my bro / weird covert biological ghost dad. Ghost dad? Yeah, Rose's too. I thought John filled you in on the ectobiology stuff. Oh, yes, he mentioned something about it. I guess I didn't realize its full implications. But time was short when we talked. Bottom line is, we're all related slime-wise except you and me and him and Rose pairways respectively.
Makes the shipping chart pretty simple here. Hang on while I dig up that piece of shit card cat made. Where the fuck did... No! Where the fuck did that thing go? Fuck it, never mind. Just imagine something ugly made by a jackass.
Ugh, I forgot I still have to get back to him. It's like a big unpleasant chore hanging over my head.
I guess.
Anyway, Dave, I'm really sorry about your bro, Dad. You were pretty close with him, right?
Meh. It was a pretty bizarre relationship by any standard, fighting off wave after wave of face-pumicing puppet ass every day, always being on guard for stealth attacks in the middle of the night while getting up to go to the fucking bathroom. But I guess it's all sort of amounted to some vague unspoken semblance of kinship, if that's a thing. Like if honor among thieves is something, then let's call it camaraderie among ironic rapping roof ninjas. But thanks.
Sure.
I thought about taking his sword when I was there, but I couldn't. Couldn't really bring myself to try and pull it out. It was too weird.
Dave, we have to stop him.
What?
Jack! He shouldn't get away with this.
You think?
Yes. Why don't you stop jumping around time like a maniac and stop being like 100 Daves all the time and come to my house so we can make a plan to kill him?
You mean 2 characters on screen at the same time? Talking? The universe would explode! Well, I'd like to, but I'm still trapped in the chronologistics of this fucking one-man bullet. There are loops outstanding, and if I step out of line, you get to see more bloody Daves. I'm getting pretty sick of it, but I think it'll be over soon. Then I'll break out and ride linear the rest of the way, I think. Once it's time to put the end game in motion. Till then, you're on your own for a while.
Oh.
Besides, we can't beat him. Look what he did to Bro and Dave Sprite together. I'm at the top of my ladder with all the fray motifs and I stand no chance. John's even better than that, even though he doesn't know it at the moment, and he stands no chance either. Only thing we can do is hold out until the scratch.
What is the scratch?
Guess I shouldn't really say, since you sort of lead the way in making that plan.
Really?
Yeah, well, suffice to say, if we can't beat him, all we can really do is exile him to a place where he can't teleport back, which hopefully buys us some time to try to take out his power source in a crazy suicide mission.
So what was that was that like a hint about what I'm supposed to do?
Kinda.
Well, maybe I'm just being naive, but a crazy suicide mission does not sound like the ideal solution to me. Are you sure we can't beat him? I don't know if we should rule it out.
Well, dude, you're about to do what you're about to do, and I'm not going to tell you not to. I won't do the bullshit troll thing and tell you that you're going to do it, and then just dare you not to, while knowing damn well you will anyway. Oh wait, did I just do that? So I'll just say, what's next is up to you, and if later you want to talk about it, I'm here.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Jade, do what you're about to do. You don't know what you're about to do, but you've got to do something. You can't just stand by and let that monster teleport murder people all day. And frankly, the suicide plan Dave mentioned sounds just plain stupid. There must be a better way. Think, imagination. You suddenly remember the idea your awkward fairy god troll proposed. Maybe you were too hard on him. He was just trying to be nice, and it was an honest mistake when he slaughtered your grandfather ghost dead with his own childhood flintlock pistol. Maybe you should give his plan another chance. Pester Tavros. Gardagnostic began Oh no! Adios, Torador.
Hey, Tavros, I was thinking about your plan. communing with my Lucius. Maybe it's not a bad idea. Are you there? I guess you are off doing something else. Oh well, hope you're doing okay. Talk to you later. You don't think you can afford to wait around for him. This leaves the only other plan you can think of. One of last resort. Green eggs and ham? Offered to Sam I am? Maybe it's for the best this way anyway. Who better to trust for the job? You prepare a delicious meal to summon your loyal Lucius, you mean dog. Go upstairs to laboratory. You enter the spooky old lab. You don't come here often. Huh? For a split second, you thought you saw something flash on the fenestrated wall there. Probably just your mind playing spooky tricks on you. You never had any idea what that thing was for. Is that Andrew Hussey? Summon dog. Becquerel comes quickly at the promise of a radiated steak. He is such a good boy, and truly the best friend a girl could ever hope for. You're sure gonna miss him. Oh no! Why did you have to do that with a smile on both of your faces? She just went for the basketball three-pointer! Booyah! You could at least feign sadness. This is a cursed combination, we realize, right? This is absolutely so cursed. Say hello. Hello, Jade, can you talk? Aye. Oh, good. I was starting to get worried there. What did you do? Big brother Edward, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? While a timer counts down with no particular clock stepping forward to claim it. Viewing Garden Gnostic. Oh. The most important character in Homestuck fondly regards the miracle of a new beginning. Lab drop. Sometimes I feel like I cycle through images too quickly because I'm excited for where they're going. Oh my god. Lord English, reveal yourself. Behold! Andrew Hussey, don't actually turn out to be Lord English. What, are you a fucking idiot? Of course I am not Lord English. How dumb would that even be? Jesus, this coat is huge. I am swimming in this garish piece of shit. Would anyone fit in this thing? Disrobe. Why don't we cover this thing up? It would be a real shame to spoil their little moment with this nonsense. That's better. Andrew Hussey, retire to study. with what? Is that the dress Jade had before?
I retire to my heavily processed photograph of Andrew Carnegie's study, painstakingly retrieved from a Google's image search. Greet Miss Paint. Miss Paint, you are doing a wonderful job. Thank you. It was also very wonderful of you to switch the layer mode of your coat of paint to the overlay setting, so it would not obscure the details of Mr. Carnegie's lavish room. Go check out Cal. That Miss Paint is one classy Prospitian lady. She is one of grace and beauty. I am always a bit flustered in her presence, especially when she carries her little pail around like that. Whereas this lazy sack of crap here makes me sick to my stomach. Cal, goddammit, useless without your master. We were all supposed to dress up for this. It doesn't look like you even touched that nice suit I sewed for you, let alone swapped your eyes with those billiard balls and to make them alternate rapidly. This insubordination is putting me in a foul mood. It's bad enough I just had to take Falcor out behind the woodshed and blow his brains out after he caught the rabies. Pull up the old Underwood. Got a thing for typing to do. I've got a lot of typing to do. Hope the ribbon holds up. I should probably bust out that shitty drawing of myself so I can type as quickly as possible. Bust out shitty self-portrait. Whoops. Needs the felt duds. Hang on. Apply duds. Awesome. Works for me. Begin typing. Tap, 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 tap. No, this is not nearly fast enough or jittery enough. Come on, I can do better than that. Let's go, dude. Recap it like you mean it. Recap 3. I'd like if there's just all sorts. Ooh, measurement log. Oh, I can't click on it. I'd like if there's just all sorts of, grammatical errors in this. Oh my god, incredibly long recap. We're obviously gonna highlight this. Oh, highlighting all that white text crashed my browser. That's awesome. Let's see. Nope, we're doing fine. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm actually going to read some of this, because this should actually help me in some factors.
Hello. Let's continue. Alright. After Act 4, we began Act 5, Act 1, otherwise known as Hive Bent. We were introduced to 12 trolls from a planet called Alterni. Good lord, has it really been that long since the last recap? Which resides in another universe. We followed these trolls. Oh my god, are we just gonna get the whole explanation of the troll love system again? Oh, wait. We need, I'm going to bookmark this. Necessary. Oh. We followed these trolls as they played their own 12-player session of Spurb, or to them, Scrub, to completion. A whole bunch of stuff happened along the way. In completing the game, they created a universe, our universe, home to Earth and our 4 heroes. But they were denied entry into the new universe due to an encounter with an indestructible demon. This demon was the 4 times prototyped Jack Noir from the kids' session. Forced into the Trolls session due to a space-time rift the kids would later cause, called a scratch. The Trolls fled to the Vale, discovered the existence of the kids, and began trolling them. Then Act 5, Act 2 started. Through a Trollian viewport, we see John moments before the scratch is initiated, wearing his god-tier Air of Breath suit. In the land of heat and clockwork, Lohack, about to put in motion a plan he, the other kids, and the trolls all helped orchestrate to cause the scratch. This is the first conversation Karkat ever has with John from his perspective, and the last John has with Karkat. Pre-scratch, Karkat proceeds to troll John backwards through his timeline. John knows increasingly little, while Karkat gradually begins to understand more. Events from Karkat's perspective. Well, that's awfully specific, but 10 hours, 25 minutes before some critical moment, Jack arrives and destroys the gateway to the new universe. Aradia transports all the trolls to the Vale to hide. Her army of doomed duplicates takes on Jack. They are all destroyed. The trolls find... I wish that they linked each of the relevant pages here in the recap. That'd be so helpful for recap purposes. They are all destroyed. The trolls find a computer lab in the Vale and stay for a moment for most of the time remaining before the critical moment to occur at 0. 6:12. Before critical moment, Jack destroys Prospect. Shortly before this, Kanaya chainsawed off Tavros's legs to replace them with robotic legs supplied by Equius. At the sight of this, Karkat faints, and for the first time, his dream self wakes up on Prospect. He is awake for only a moment before he sees Jack and finally recognizes him as Jack Noir, rather than the heretofore unidentified demon. Jack then kills him and all the other Prospect dreamers in the process of destroying the planet. Karkat remains asleep for an hour. Until that time, before critical moment. Exactly halfway through countdown. I feel like that's a pretty large comics event to go halfway through, but alright. While sleeping post-dream death, he dreams of horror terrors in the furthest ring, an experience anyone will have if sleeping after dream death. On waking up, he orders everyone not to sleep. He also wakes up to news that the humans were discovered. Neither he nor the other trolls understand the significance of humans right away. They were discovered when Tracy was wired 413 boon bonds from Dave on her future instruction. She urges Karkat to take a closer look at them. He dismisses them as irrelevant. It's not until later he makes the connection between the Jack Noir in the kids' session and the one hunting them down, recognizing them to be the same Jack. therefore placing the kids at fault for the current predicament. He then conceives of the plan to troll the humans as a futile form of payback, and urges his team to follow suit with a compelling speech. He isolates John as the primary target of his hatred after watching him grow up. He is sure John is fated to be his kismesis, a romantic partner specific to troll culture, centered around rivalry and loathing. In his first conversation with John in the air suit on Lohak, he professes these feelings clumsily. John cannot reciprocate. The awkward exchange causes Karkat to trap himself into continuing backwards on John's timeline, and the trolling continues in reverse fashion until John's first conversation with Karkat. By then, Karkat has explained many things to John along his journey. Things about the game, about his role as an ectobiologist, and about their shared chief adversary, Jack Noir. In John's first conversation with Karkat, Karkat needs to get in touch with Jade. It's at this point that on Karkat's timeline, he has finally understood enough that he knows he must begin making plans with the kids for their mutual benefit. Karkat attempts to get in touch with Jade. He just sucks at it pretty bad. Who continues to ignore him in a particular time frame due to his persistent previous harassment of her in years prior. He leaves a message to her months in the past, telling her she needs to get in touch with him when her robot explodes. Her robot later finally does explode when her dream self is killed in the impact of Prospect's moon on the battlefield. When she wakes up, she remembers the message and contacts him. But she contacts him at a point in his timeline where he is not yet interested in hearing from her. He argues with her and is interrupted by his future self in a memo from a time where he is trying to contact her. He and his future self argue, and Jade mediates between the two and becomes angry and frustrated and ceases the correspondence. By this point, the biggest meteor yet is approaching quickly, and she must enter the medium to escape. She requires John's assistance. He must recover the server disk, install it, and rescue her. Events from John's perspective. John sleeps on Bro's rocket board. Flying along with the meteors of the reckoning, he lands back on his planet, the land of wind and shade. His dream self has awoken after Dream Jade pushed him to safety from the blast of Prospect's moon. His dream self now exists on the battlefield, awake whenever John sleeps. He wanders the battlefield with his robot bunny, who he would later name Liv Tyler. He sees his dad and Rose's mom, and runs to meet them, but he wakes up before reaching them, and his dream self disappears. The ring he was carrying falls into a ravine below, later to be discovered by whatever wayward vagabond was called at the time, before his exile to post-apocalypse Earth. Vriska was responsible for waking him up. Upon discovering John, she takes an interest in his advancement and uses her abilities to help him progress and set up critical events along his timeline. The only effects her abilities have on humans is to wake them up or put them to sleep. In this case, that's a pretty good ability. I get that it's not everything you could do, but still. In this case, she woke him up so he would be able to receive the server disk about to come out of a parcel Pixies. The disk had been deposited into the pipeline by PM some time ago. She and John continue to converse, and he befriends her, oblivious to the true nature of her schemes. She functions as his patron troll, a troll who is particularly focused on helping one of the kids, like Tracy is with Dave and Kanaya is with Rose. John returns to his house and installs the server, but not before touching base with Rose, who is committed to cracking open the secrets of the game through dark magic, and Dave, who is from the future, having time-traveled extensively over the course of the 24-hour reckoning period. John also encounters Nana, who gives him a pendant granting him the ability to summon her. She conjures a ghost bed for him and cooks for him with a ghost oven. This is this important to the recap. He floats on his high bed above Lois while he connects to Jade. There's like some stuff here. It's like, are you gonna cover every little thing? And what is the purpose of it being a recap? Jade, who had woken up in her bed at the foot of the hill, returns to her house to find John setting up the equipment. John deploys the alchemimeter and lathe in her greenhouse, and the Kruxtruder in front of her fireplace. He opens the Kruxtruder and discovers there are 10 minutes and 25 seconds until impact. They discuss what to prototype with, if anything. Rose warns him of the danger of failing to prototype, which would not allow the battlefield to heal, evolve to its final form, and grow the tumor inside, which is critical to her plan to destroy the Green Sun. John resolves to prototype with the blue doll, missing an arm and an eye, to deliberately disable Jack, but Vriska puts him to sleep before he can. Becquerel then prototypes himself to destroy the meteor and save Jade. As he sleeps, John's ghost bed crashes into an oil ocean below. He loses his computer with the server disk in it and Nana's pendant. He hops to a small island. He notices the ocean is on fire over the horizon and the fire is approaching. He talks to Rose, who informs him Jade entered while he slept and is safe. She tells him about a quest he'll need to go on later to recover the tumor from the battlefield and bring it to her. He then talks to Karkat, who is speaking to him for only the second time from Karkat's perspective. Karkat explains exactly what the kids did that made him decide to troll them. He blames Jade for prototyping Beck, creating Beck Noir, who is now terrorizing the trolls' session, while blaming John for allowing it to happen. Meanwhile, the fire is approaching his island, and has turned green due to Beck Noir's transformation, taking place during a duel with Bro and Dave Sprite elsewhere on Loess. John is contacted by Vriska, who admits to putting him in this position to challenge him, to realize his potential as the heir of Breath. She also admits to deliberately playing a role in the creation of Beck Noir, wanting to be involved in his rise just as she also plans to be the one to kill him. She explains that regardless of her actions leading to his rise, his existence in the troll session is immutable. Due to the nature of paradox space, that outcome could not be changed with different actions. The only consequence of different actions would be an offshoot timeline in which all participants would be doomed. As the fire surrounds him, she encourages him to use his abilities, and with some coaxing from Wayward Vagabond, who commands him from his station, he does the windy thing. The breeze surrounds Loess and puts out the fire completely, and blows John to a larger landmass. Just outside a village, the breeze also clears the clouds from the sky, but they return shortly, as the spell over the planet must be broken by other means. By unlocking this ability, he reaches the top of the echelon and becomes the air transparent. Vriska then informs him the only thing left to do is reach the god tier, which is done by sleeping on his quest bed, which is nearby. She tells him to ask the locals about it. He does, and finds the quest bed beyond the village. He sits in the bed, but isn't tired. Vriska gives him the choice of whether he would like her to put him to sleep. He agrees. While he sleeps, Jack Noir finds him and stabs him through the chest, killing him. Wayward Vagabond watches his death on the monitor and commands him to rise up. Rise up! Wayward Vagabond sees nothing except fireflies gather around John's body, while the quest bed glows. After the spectacle, there is no change. John's body remains motionless, and the monitor shuts off. Wayward Vagabond believes John has died, and he is right. But on the battlefield, his dream self appears lying on a corresponding quest bed. His dream self slowly takes on the signs of the wound inflicted on his real self. As it rises, his dream self then takes over as his real self, with all wounds healed, as the fully realized heir of Breath. Wayward Vagabond, whatever they called him before, pre-exile, watches this happen on the battlefield. He remembers this moment long after his exile, without understanding what transpired. But on Earth, Wayward Vagabond believes he has just witnessed the end of John's quest. Wayward Vagabond is still in possession of the ring and has accidentally locked himself in the station, and there is not enough power to unlock it. The only source of power is a lump of uranium which he ate hours ago, so he waits. John now wanders the battlefield, poised to complete the objective he was given by Rose. Events from Rose's perspective. Rose uses her dark magic to search for ways to subvert the usual course of the game and overcome the futility of the situation, with assistance from her patron troll Kanaya, counsel from the gods of the furthest ring, and information provided by Doc Scratch. Kanaya begins trolling Rose, suspecting her to be the author of the game FAQ guide. She did this fucking story. Of the game FAQ guide that she read on Alternia, a figure she grew up idolizing, but she becomes disappointed with her due to a series of miscues resulting from her sporadic, non-linear trolling. She continues conversing with her non-linearly, engaging in a feud of snarky one-upsmanship, gradually befriending her. She eventually realizes Rose is the true author of the guide when she watches her destroy the gate above her house with magic. She then continues helping her in a more linear fashion, uncovering the secrets of the game, and sharing her own extensive knowledge of the game with her. Ultimately, as Kanaya begins to understand the true nature of Rose's plan, she becomes afraid Rose is dangerous. She's especially unnerved by the fact that soon on Rose's timeline, her viewport goes dark, and she can no longer be monitored. But she acknowledges she can do nothing to stop her, so she trains Eridan to become a powerful white wizard of hope, to challenge her, as a joke. A particular target of Rose's investigation is the Green Sun. She rips apart underground ruins to retrieve information on it, and is further informed by Doc Scratch on the subject. The Green Sun is a huge star nearly twice the mass of the universe. Again, the scale of it matters. It resides somewhere in the furthest ring, and serves as the power source of all First Guardians. Beck was Earth's first Guardian. And when he became prototyped, Jack inherited all his powers, which are supplied by the Green Sun. Doc Scratch is the first guardian of Alternia. Doc Scratch, like Beck, is a virtually omnipotent being, with all the same powers. Unlike Beck, he is an intelligent host to those powers, and is therefore also omniscient. His job is to pave the way for the arrival of his employer, an indestructible time-traveling demon called Lord English. Lord English, this is literal. Every so often, like, the delusion falls away, and I realize just how stupid Homestuck can be sometimes. Lord English can only enter a universe upon its death, at which point he travels back in time to an earlier point in the universe's lifespan to assume leadership of his gang of mobsters called the Felt. His machinations, like Scratch's, are in part designed to bring about his own future entrance. Before the trolls began their session, Scratch took measures to both pave the way for English to arrive, as well as contribute to his own creation. First Guardians have circuitous, self-fulfilling origins. Much like the players of Spurb, Beck was created in a lab through ectobiology. By merging the ghost slime image of Grandpa's dog Harley with Rose's meow code, Scratch had a similar but yet unknown origin. Scratch manipulated several members of the Trolls party into playing Scrub, in the first place. Notably, he manipulated Vriska into killing Aradia, who as a ghost became the primary orchestrator of the session. He was also used as something of a pawn himself by Tracy in exacting revenge against Vriska, causing her to lose an eye and an arm. This was another key moment in a critical cycle of revenge, leading to Tracy's blindness and awakening, Vriska's eventual death by Aradia's retaliation, and then Vriska's resurrection to the god tier as the Thief of Light. Having done everything he needs to do, Scratch tells Rose he wishes to die. Thus, the destruction of the Green Sun is to their mutual benefit, and Rose forms a plan. While she gave the short version of the plan to John, telling him he'd need to recover the tumor, she tells the full plan to Dave. The tumor at the center of the battlefield is in fact a very powerful bomb, capable of destroying the Green Sun. She will go to sleep, and John will bring it to her dream self. Meanwhile, Dave is to go to sleep and listen to the gods, who will tell him how to find the sun. He will make a map, and Rose will plot a course there to find. He will do something or another. Plot a course there and destroy the Green Sun in a suicide mission. Ideally, this will negate all of Jack's powers, reducing him to immortal status again. Events from Dave's perspective. After entering the gate from his apartment, Dave began exploring Lohawk under the guidance of his patron troll, Tracy. Her fascination with him was prompted by the money wire. Well, that makes it sound like it was just like, oh, hell yeah, he rich. The money wire from his future self, which alerted her to the existence of the humans in the first place. She watched him grow up with his bro and made some observations about humanity through his upbringing. She then committed to helping him, in part due to her rivalry with Vriska, who sought to make sure the human she favored, John, would outpace Dave. Over the course of the adventures she coordinates for him, Dave experiences about 3 days chronologically. Over the course of the adventure, she coordinates for him, Dave. The adventure, I was misreading that. Over the course of the adventures she coordinates for him, Dave experiences the 3 days chronologically due to looping through time and fulfilling the requirements of various time loops. The key objective is to make enough money for him to be able to wire it to her in the first place, completing the time loop that started it all. The sum of money vastly exceeds what is typically gathered in a session, and it must be accumulated by manipulating the Lomax stock exchange using time travel. Along the way, Dave and Tracy befriend each other, trading comics and perpetuating financial capers. Perpetrating. In the early going, Tracy leads him into a pot of soup prepared by his crocodile consorts for no particular reason other than it needed to happen on his timeline. Doubtful of the need for her help, he nearly quit, but received assurance from his future self and continued exploring. He goes underground and discovered gold ruins. Before entering, he's interrupted by Carcat, who uses a memo to warn both him and John about their involvement with Tracy and Vriska, telling them the Scourge sisters are partaking in a dangerous game of rivalry-fueled flirtation, which has gotten both him and John killed at least once each. Carcat speaks from a time in which he's aware of a plan developing which may lead to the kids and trolls meeting each other, and does not look forward to the results of the gathering if these trends continue. John and Dave disregard his advice. Dave proceeds into disregards his advice. That is a very kind way of saying how that scene went down. Dave proceeds into the ruins and finds a legendary sword, Khalid Fwitch, lodged into a block of gold. He breaks it to retrieve it, and is told by Dave Sprite that the sword is critical to his personal quest as the Knight of Time. Tracy then tells him he is about to fall asleep, without knowing Vriska was behind this nap as well. Dave goes to sleep, and Dave Sprite defends him from the horde of powerful monsters. Before Dave wakes up, Dave Sprite leaves to find Bro. He does, and joins him in battle against Jack. When Jade enters, Jack transforms into Bec Noir and defeats both of them. Bro is slain by his own sword, and the body is discovered by Dave later, who can't bring himself to retrieve the sword. While sleeping in the ruins, Dave's dream self wakes up again on Durce's moon. Following Rose's advice, he looks into the sky and takes off his shades. He gets his first glimpse of the gods. He then wakes up from hearing a gunshot fired by Jade as she battles an imp and quickly teleports away. The first of 3 times he sees her in this manner. He sees her again on Lohancia. I don't remember what that one is. And again while visiting Jade's planet. He then... Land of Havoc at Chuck Schumer's estate. He then goes on to make all the money needed and buy all the fray motifs, which are powerful battle techniques purchased from consorts, and to reach the top of his echelon. But he still wanted to know why he would never be able to reach John's level. To satisfy his curiosity, Tracy gives him a choice somewhere in the middle of his timeline, a choice to be decided by a coin flip. He could assign the outcome of the flip to mean he would either be shown now or later. The outcome of the flip, which Tracy did not even look at, was a constant. 2 realities are created by his 2 possible decisions. The decision to be shown now creates a doomed reality, wherein Dave becomes doomed. The decision to wait simply continues the alpha reality, and Dave remains the alpha Dave. Doomed Dave follows Tracy's instructions, given to him before the flip. He is to go back in time, leaving his doomed timeline, and sleep on his quest bed. And if he is what it takes to reach his god tier, he will. Alpha Dave, after waiting some time, was instructed to go to the bed to find Sleeping Dave and kill him, thus allowing him to face the true gravity of the decision. Dave doesn't go through with it and decides to end his collaboration with Tracy for the time being. Later, doomed Dave wakes up, gets out of bed, and is immediately killed by Jack. Before the critical moment, Tracy watches and is upset by her involvement in his death. She runs off deeper into the lab. Dave travels to Jade's planet, the land of frost and frogs. While standing in the snow, she sees Jade appear briefly. While fighting an imp, just as he did before in the ruins. He contacts her and she mentions she had lost track of John. Dave tells her John's busy, without mentioning he was in the process of rising to the god tier. He says John can no longer be her server player, and they would have to make other plans. Dave tells her to deploy the IntelliBeam laser station in his apartment. The device allows very complex CAPTCHA codes for certain items, like a SPURB disk, to be read, which couldn't otherwise be read by the human eye. He then creates a copy of his own server disk, and uses it to connect as Jade's server player. He becomes the server player for both Rose and Jade. Though past Dave would stay concerned with Rose's connection, while he, as future Dave, would concern himself with Jade's connection, he deploys a new alchemimeter and helps her upgrade it. With his massive reserve of grist accumulated in his travels and his more advanced torrenting capabilities, he allows Jade to alchemize some sophisticated equipment right away. Hello, Rebecca Blue. You're just at the recap. Welcome, welcome. A bit later, she contacts him again after learning of his dead bro and dead doomed self. He assured her the dead Dave was just a doomed copy and he would be fine. She decides Jack needs to be stopped, and they should come up with a better plan than Rose's suicide mission to stop him. He suggests the idea is futile, but lets her know she'd come to her own decision regardless, and he'd be available to talk later if needed. Events from Jade's perspective. When Jade's dream self is killed, her robot explodes, destroying her room, causing her to fall. Beck transports her bed to break her fall. She falls asleep, now dream dead. She has a dream in a bubble blown up by a god in the furthest ring, and meets Pfeffery. There, Pfeffery, a Durst dreamer, went to sleep to convince the gods to establish dream bubbles where they can meet well to sleep, good lord. As long as their dream selves are dead, while she is asleep. 4 minutes and 13 seconds, possibly 4 hours before the critical moment, Jack destroys the troll's Durst, killing her and all the Durst dreamers. She, along with all the other trolls and Jade, would then only dream in the furthest ring, where she met Jade and attempted to show her the gods were harmless. But Jade sees through the bubble and catches a glimpse of the gods. She wakes up with a headache, scared of what she saw, and resolves to stay awake. Pfeffery messages her and introduces herself as the one from the dream. It is the second time they have spoken, the first time from long ago, from Jade's perspective. Jade realizes her robot has exploded, causing her to remember that was her cue to massage, to message Karkat. She does, and the aforementioned confusion takes place in the memo with past and future Karkat. Past Karkat berates her, while future Karkat defends her. She reprimands both of them for arguing with each other, who are the same person separated by only 3 hours. Dave enters the memo and mocks future Karkat for his flirtation with Jade after the lecture he gave to John and Dave on the subject. Jade ends the conversation and is in no particular hurry to get back to him about the important matter he wants to discuss. The meteor impact is imminent. John connects with her and helps her prepare for entry. She makes her entry item from the pre-punched card. A tree sprouts from the alchemimeter, and a green Beck-shaped piñata dangles from a branch. A green blindfold appears over her eyes, which she cannot remove. She attempts to strike the piñata with the butt of the rifle, which does no damage. Instead, it releases a burst of energy, causing the greenhouse to explode and Jade to fly out and fall. While falling, she takes a shot in the dark with her rifle. By this point, Beck has prototyped himself to become Beck Sprite, and has destroyed the meteor with a massive green energy blast, releasing a huge shockwave spreading over the surface of the Earth, destroying much of what hadn't been already by the meteor storm of the Reckoning. Beck Sprite then appears in front of her bullet and redirects it with the head of the piñata, destroying it. Jade, her house, and a large portion of her island, including the volcano, are all transported into the medium on Lofof. Land of Fire and Flames? I am terrible at the names of these ones. Land of Frogs and Froglets? I don't remember. Land of Falling Astral Flames? She falls through the snow of Lofof, now unblindfolded. Beck Sprite again breaks her fall with a bed, and again she falls asleep. Land of Frost and Frogs, thank you! Beck Sprite again breaks her fall with a bed, and again she falls asleep. She has a recollection of sitting on her bed back on Earth some time ago, working on John's present. It's then that Pfeffery contacts her for the first time. Again, Jade believes she is trolling her like the others, but she only means to reassure her what happened wasn't her fault, as well as inform her of her plan to establish the dream bubbles. But soon, both realize this is not a memory, but a dream they are currently sharing, with the memory as a stage. Pfeffery meets Jade in her room and compliments her on her work on the bunny. Pfeffery also claims to be dead. Jade wakes up again, just as agitated as the first time she woke up. She gets out of bed and realizes her lunch top is still in the destroyed greenhouse. She begins her ascent, but is interrupted by an encounter with an imp, which takes her on a trans-Inciposphere journey. Visiting many locations and passing by 3 instances of Dave, including a future Dave who ends up helping her later, the imp is finally killed by Beck Sprite. PM from Peregrine Mendicant from Post-Apocalypse Earth, just after discovering her station and en route to the Frog Ruins, tries to issue commands to Jade through the terminal. Beck Sprite is alert to these commands and protectively destroys Peregrine Mendicant's terminal. Jade returns and finds her computer undamaged. Future Dave contacts her after seeing her out in the snow. He then becomes her server player and sets up her equipment after most of it was destroyed or transported before entry. As she prepares to alchemize new items, she is contacted by her fairy god troll, a distinction which does not necessarily have anything to do with being a kid's patron troll. Tavros seeks permission from her to commune with Beck again. The first time he did it was when she was very young and playing with her grandpa's flintlock pistols. She accidentally fired the gun at herself. Tavros communed with Beck to get him to transport the gun and the bullet away from her, and toward her grandpa who was picnicking with the blue doll, killing him. Tavros mistook him for an intruder, but regardless, Jade is upset by the revelation. He digs himself into a deeper hole. I don't want to read this. He digs himself into a deeper hole by professing flushed feelings for her awkwardly, while making bold claims of high self-esteem and confidence granted from his new robot legs. Put off by this, she is not particularly receptive of his plan to commune with Beck Sprite to take on Jack Noir, and ends the conversation. Vriska, who was reading the conversation, mocks Tavros for his false show of confidence. She continues to take jabs at him, calling him a coward, unable to do the one thing she asked, which would have given him real confidence. She refers to the incident preceding her resurrection to the god tier. After she was nearly beaten to death by Aradia, Tavros finds her, believing her to be dead. He attempts to bring her back to life with a kiss, but having woken up on Prospect after the beating, Vriska's dream self is able to control his mind. She makes him choke himself, simply to prevent the kiss to avoid the standard resurrection process, which would prohibit God tier ascension. She does not wish to control him completely, intending to leave the following decision to him. To make him stronger. Instead, she merely controls his hand to write messages of himself using her blood. So much of her blood. She instructs him to take her to the quest cocoon and to kill her on the sacrificial slab before she bleeds to death. He hesitates and she continues to insist, while her dream self gradually takes on the same wounds inflicted by her real self, causing her demands to become more desperate. The more desperate she gets, the more terrified Tavros becomes, and he finally flees without killing her. She eventually dies and is resurrected on the battlefield as the Thief of Light. Still holding this against him, she berates him for his newfound attitude and regards his plan to influence the kid's timeline as a cheap imitation of her tactics. She brags about the ways she has manipulated events on their timeline so far, by practicing her abilities on Jade repeatedly, causing her to fall asleep frequently. Nice. She describes ways in which she has inserted her agenda into existing events, tipping off agents to the whereabouts of the Meow code books, and other such incidents which contributed to the rise of Jack Noir, so she could claim responsibility for his existence, before taking him on herself. Tavros becomes angry with her incessant mockery and the extent of her treachery, and decides to seek her out to challenge her. She waits for him somewhere in the lab. After the conversation with Tavros, Jade alchemizes a number of items, one of which is a legendary rifle, Ahab's Crosshairs. supplied by Eridan. Eridan, now believing himself to be a powerful wizard, feels he's surpassed the need for the weapon and gives it to Jade to fuel the rivalry he mistakenly assumes she has with Rose, as payback for Rose's early dismissal of his black advances. Jade recognizes it as one of the weapons she included with the bunny for John. The weapons were provided by her pen pal, who she accidentally revealed to be her grandson from the future. The pen pal swore her to secrecy on the matter, so she did the same with Eridan, though he admitted this would be the last time he talked to any human regardless. Realizing the new rifle would serve as a sort of heirloom to her grandson, she decided to discard it outside her house and allow it to reach her grandson eventually, however it may. Eridan then blew up her Johnny Top. Another item she created was a pair of junior CompuSooth spectagoggles, allowing her to see anything in the Incipisphere at the present moment. She saw John as the heir of breath on the battlefield, Rose on Lomax talking to Doc Scratch, Dave Sprite's pendant covered in blood near Bro's dead body, and a slain doomed Dave. She contacts Dave to make sure he's alright. She then comes up with a plan to take on Jack Noir. I feel like we haven't gotten the full stretch of that plan, but okay. She contacts Tavros again to talk about the plan he proposed, but he has left to take on Vriska. She has only one idea left. She goes up to her grandpa's lab, summons Becksprite, and tosses in her dead dream self, which her grandpa had retrieved from the battlefield and stuffed many years ago. Becksprite becomes Jade Sprite, but Dream Jade is not pleased by the transformation. She freaks out and releases the typical First Guardian pyrotechnic. The lab plummets, crushing the column and greenhouse below. It bounces away from the house, rolling into a large snowball and settling near a green stump. The two Jades sit in a state of dismay amidst the rubble of the lab, in the glow of a damaged fourth wall. As the clock ticks down to the critical event, the most important character in Homestuck sits and watches this pandemonium ensue. And then, the second most important character in Homestuck positions a shitty drawing of himself in front of a typewriter and writes this recap. I think this typewriter is running out of ribbon ink. Thank God, that white ink is such a pain in the ass to read, almost as much as these recaps are to write. Highlighting all that white text crashed my browser. Sorry, why don't we get back to what's happening on the other side of the coat? These poor girls are very upset and emotional, and we kind of left them hanging. It's been so long. Yeah. What happened? Oh, God. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Oh, no. Oh, God. What did I do? Jade? What is the matter? Why are you so sad? What did you do to me? I prototyped you and brought you back. Should I not have? No, you shouldn't have. This is overwhelming and awful. Oh no, it is? Yes, it's hard to describe what it's like, but it's too much for me. And the sun, it's way too big and bright and I can't stop seeing it. It won't go away. Ah! That's terrible. I'm really sorry. I guess I did not think this through. Can't this be undone? I was happy where I was with my friends. I want to go back. I don't think that it can be undone. Woof. Aww. Tragic front story, I guess. Well, now I don't know what to do. I really messed up. I feel so bad. I don't know what to do with myself either. I think I will just go somewhere else. I want to be alone. Where would you go? I don't know. I think I could travel anywhere now. Well, all I'd like to do is go back, and I don't know if that's possible. I wonder if there's a way. But you can't. I mean, not just yet. Please? Why? I know you were upset, Jade, but I did sort of bring you back for a reason. Why? Why would you do this? We need your help. Who? Well, all of us here. Me and Dave and Rose and John. John! Oh no! John! Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I just imagine her that being the one Viva La Dirt League guy with the cries. Oh no. John! Poor John! I'd forgotten about him! What do you mean? How could you forget about John? It was so long ago. I put that sad memory behind me. After we died, I looked all over for him but couldn't find him. And I was so lonely, but I finally got over it when I met my friends. And now they're gone too! But John didn't die. I saved him. You saved him, don't you remember? You pushed him out of the way of the Prospects moon at the last minute, and he's okay now. Oh my god, Prospect! Oh no, Jade, please don't. Jade, please don't. Okay. I need to pick up a different voice because I am going to lose my voice if I keep doing this one. I don't think I'd be doing so bad if I hadn't just done that entire recap, but oh my god, this one hurts. This was such a poor choice. I guess I'm giving myself every ounce of pain you're currently dealing with. A boo-hoo-hoo-hoo! A boo-hoo! Why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me remember? It was so beautiful, and it was all destroyed before I even knew what was going on. And so many nice people were killed. I know, Jade. I was there too. These are both our memories. And the Queen, did she survive? And her ring. I was protecting her ring. Oh no, what happened to it? Wait, Jade, please. I was just waiting for John to wake up. I was so sure it was going to be soon. And I was going to show him around Prospect. I had so many things planned and so many friends to introduce him to. He was my best friend, and I was looking forward to meeting him for so long. But then it all burned down, and everyone died in the moon and fell in. Stop. You are going to make me cry, too. Stop it. Woof. I don't want to be here. I want to go back, but I don't know how. Can you help me? You want me to help you die again? Yes, I think that's what I would like. I can't take this. I wasn't ready to come back. Not like this. Wow. Okay, I know this is my fault, but that is a really hard thing to ask me to do. Even if it was possible the way you are now, I don't think I could go through with it. Okay, shush. Shh. Jade, listen. I never did tell you why I brought you back, and it may be that if you attempt what I wanted you to do in the first place. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. But you might end up getting what you want anyway. Because it was always going to be risky. What is it? Well, you remember the guy who destroyed Prospect? Oh God! Oh God, no! Shh! Anyway, he is the reason I brought you here. He has the same powers you have, making him unbeatable to us. But maybe not now. So you could go find him and... You want me to go fight him? Are you crazy? Do I look like I'm ready to fight anybody? I just thought, as long as you're here, I can't fight anybody. Jade, I am scared and confused and sad. I wouldn't even know how to begin fighting that horrible guy. I would be too afraid of him to even go find him. But I thought you wanted to die. You wouldn't go even if he could. No, I don't want him to kill me. You just don't understand. Jeez, you're right. I really don't. I said shush. Wow, Jade, I don't mean to be insensitive, but there is a lot at stake here. Woof. Don't change the subject. I mean, don't you remember what this is all about? What you were working for. What we were working for all those years before you died. I remember what we saw in the clouds and what the Queen told us. How could you not remember John survived? We both saw him in a cloud. He was in his dream suit and awake, reading our letter. Didn't you think about that? So, what does it matter?
This is depressing and hilarious somehow.
It was all a lie, Jade. What we saw in the clouds and all of that, none of it meant anything. What? How can you say that? It was a nice life, but everything we did led to nothing. John and I both died and eventually accepted that and move on. John didn't die! OMG, this is so frustrating. I just told you he didn't. I knew I was kind of ditzy and forgetful in my dreams, but shoo. Okay, jeez. I just don't know what to think. I guess you are part of me, and you are who I was when I slept, but it makes me sad to think I would act like this. Act like what? I would like to think that even if I was sad and scared, if I was put in a position where everyone depended on me, I could put all those feelings aside and do what's right. But I don't know what's right. Yes, you do. Even though you don't want to be, you're here now, and there are still people who need you. There is still something worth fighting for. No! Not for me, there isn't. There is nothing but death and sadness and destruction here. There's no hope, and I don't see anything worth fighting for. That is a horrible thing to say. I don't belong here anymore. Really, none of this is my business anymore, and I want to go home. This is so selfish. I can't believe this. How can you say these things? Don't you remember anything that the Queen told us? That we would eventually build a new world and make a future together with our friends? Don't you remember being excited about finding out what that meant? Yes, but it was just a story. It was never going to come true. Yes, it will! Some of us, the ones who still have hope, are fighting for that right now. How can you have such a negative outlook on absolutely everything? Shut up! Stop being such a damn crybaby. Really, we both had the exact same experiences. And look, I am managing to keep my head up, see? You don't even have the full picture either. Because you checked out early. You didn't have to stand by as Beck gave Jack his powers, when you might have been able to stop that. And you didn't have to watch as Jack became so strong he could appear anywhere and kill anyone you loved at any moment. You didn't have to see a Dave lying in his own blood. What? Dave? He died too? No. See? Oh, boo! Hey! No, you're not allowed to cry about that because you didn't see it. That's the whole point. You are just looking for any excuse you can to be sad and useless, and it's starting to piss me off. No. No. Bad. Bad dog. Bad dog. But Big Brother Edward. No, for God's sake, will you shut up and pull yourself together? You are driving me crazy. I said pull yourself together, you blubbering goddamn pansy! Ow! Just shut up, dry your crybaby eyes, stop being a coward, and go fight Jack Noir! Shut up! No! Just, god damn it! Please, just once, shut the hell up! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Emoji. This is secretly Jade's arc into becoming Vriska. I mean, like, look at the rage. Yeah! Jade, answer patron. Oh, look at her. Answer patron troll. I need to take a break. Thank you very much for that. Do not open. Let's see if I can survive Carcat's involvement. Attention, Harley! Please stop sleeping with and or beating the shit out of your self-prototyped Lucius Sprite. Stop doing one of those things at least. Long enough to answer me. Please! Pretty polite Earth, please! Who am I kidding? I'm wasting my time again. Carcat! Whoa! Fuck! You answered me! I don't believe it! Yes, I'm going crazy here. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually almost relieved to talk to you. What? You are? Or really anybody besides this lunatic? Oh my god. The absolute fury that Jade has. Is that what we needed to get her to talk to the trolls? Is for her to hate herself that much? She is driving me nuts! Oh yeah? How so? Everything here appears to be proceeding rationally. What seems to be the problem? Are you joking? Look at this mess. Miss Jade, now it sounds to me like you're the one who's joking. Your hive balls rolled down a beautiful winter hill, and you are spending some quality time with family. You are going to have to fill me in on the nature of the problem. Okay, I made the mistake of prototyping my dream self who has been dead for years, and she's completely crazy and there's no talking any sense into her. Yes. What? Suction cup man! As in interesting, as in how very, very fucking interesting indeed! What are you getting at? That's... duh. I actually think Carcat is being completely sincere when he says, that's fucking interesting! What are you getting at? What do you mean, what am I getting at? I'm getting at whatever interesting gets at. Please go on, I'm listening to your problem. Well, I mean, I understand why she is upset, but she is completely inconsolable and won't listen to reason about it. I mean, to be fair, she did this. The thing that upset her did just happen. Maybe if we give her 10 minutes, girl. Good lord. And I guess I could deal with that, but the frustrating thing is that she's actually me. I really don't think I would act like that. Will you stop saying, Okay, fine. What other sequence of letters would you have me use to register my profound fascination? Fascination? What do you find so fascinating? I love that Carcat's just being like completely sincere here. Like, whoa, dude, really? Suction cup, man! I'm just trying to understand. I am being sensitive about it instead of a raging fuck-ass. Isn't that what you want? Yes, it is. If you don't believe me, just ask future you, assuming that conversation doesn't make you cry as well. Now tell me more about your feelings. My feelings? Yes, how did this make you feel? Well, at first I was sad because she made me remember all the sad things that just happened. But I'm trying to be strong about all that so we can keep moving forward. And if I can, then why can't she? But she just went on, and I started getting angry. Ugh, I have never been so angry in my life. I said stop saying Oh. Lowercase O, actually. Or what does that mean? Is that supposed to be someone with a halo and goofy teeth? Or are you making fun of me? No, you're looking at it backwards. Those are my horns. Oh, haha, oops. With a halo and goofy teeth. What? Kind of, what the fuck? Okay,
Okay, so if I'm understanding you, you're angry at a version of yourself from a different point in time because she's being an overly emotional shithead who is basically the most revolting, self-loathing piece of filth you have ever met. Am I following?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not going to say again, but come on! Don't you find the situation to just be the slightest bit interesting? I mean, considering?
Considering what?
If I recall, it wasn't that long ago from either of our perspectives that you were ripping on me and my smug win-back future self for arguing with each other.
Oh, come on.
This is nothing like that. How is this not like that? Because she's actually insane. Oh, I see, and all those idiots. Are you saying I've got it all put together? Is that what I'm hearing in my head holes right now? Whatever they'd say for ears. Oh, I see, and all those idiot past and future Carcats weren't? But those are you! I'm not her! Oh, aren't you? You just said you were! I just heard you say that! So tell me, how is this even the slightest fucking bit different? I don't know, it just... Yes, go on! How about Carcat? You actually spend time saying whatever you've been wanting to say this whole time? You cocksucker! Get to it! Yes, go on! I'm really curious! How? Oh my god, you're right! I actually, to be fair, don't think he is, because your issue with him, it's a scale of time. This Jade is different from you, removed on a scale of years, also combined with literal other beings. Whereas Carcat was literally the same dude hours apart. There is a difference, Jade. You can win this argument. I admit that this is not where I was picturing this going, Carcat. What? What? We have different ideas of this sequence of events, my dude. Okay, let's, Or is he... is he imagining Jade being her own gizmesis? So then I guess I'm a hypocrite. Not really, it just means you're a sane, rational person. There just might be hope for you yet. Wait, so me arguing with my dead dream self and smacking her around while screaming at her makes me sane? Yes, absolutely! It means all of your hideous flaws disgust you! You are right to be disgusted! It's more than most people can say for themselves. Really, congratulations are in order! Wow, you are so weird. Congratulations in addition to just maybe an apology, don't you think? You want me to apologize? For what, calling you crazy for arguing with yourself? Would it really kill you to consider it? After taking so much crap from you all those years, no, forget it. I'm not apologizing. That is bullshit. Dead Dream Dog Jade, is that you? You're sounding a bit hysterical. Maybe you should calm down. Shut up! Well, if you can manage to get your aneurysm under control, maybe you will realize I didn't actually specify to whom an apology was in order. Idiot! What, are you saying you want me to apologize? I guess! This apology was going to go down one way or another, so this might as well be the time. And let's face it, I was really being the worst kind of phlegm bubble blown out of a noisy, glistening ass. So I'm sorry. But to be fair, it was my past self who was giving you such a hard time. And he's completely deranged.
Okay, I appreciated the thought of an apology, but I don't know if it really counts if you are just going to pawn off responsibility on your past self again. Maybe your present self should own up to it. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He, being me, right now, is owning up to what a fucking idiot past me was and continues to be. Hey, he said continues to be. Continues is, like, let's assign points where necessary. Lame. Yes, I know it's lame, or I know that you think it's lame when I say shit like that, because remember, I have been talking to you from the future, and I know you don't cotton to my past and future stupidity. Cotton? What do you mean by cotton? You don't cotton to my... But see, you don't know that you know that yet. Or more specifically, you don't know that I know that you noted that yet. So I'm kind of pulling a fast one here. That is so ridiculous. Why don't you stop it with all this nonsense and own up to being terrible unequivocally? Don't cotton to equals dislike. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to. The thing is, I kind of misrepresented myself. I'm not as much of a scumbag as I was so determined to make myself out to be. Make out with myself to be. Fuck, I mean, I even corrected it for you. Because that's a really fucked up way of saying that. Fuck, I mean, make myself out to be. Huh. Thank you for the information on that one. Do not open. I really don't know why I trolled you like that so persistently. For some reason, deep down, I just knew that I had to, even if it meant digging myself into a huge hole with you and everyone else. That would be hard to climb out of, and like, practically everything I said was completely baseless just because I didn't actually know you. Just like you didn't and still don't actually know me, so I guess I am apologizing for it, like really seriously now. I, present Carcat, in the future moment, in the current moment, apologize on behalf of my stupid past self, who is actually me, the guy talking right now. Like, there's no difference between those guys, okay? Yes. What? Okay, Carcat, that sounds pretty sincere to me, and you're right, I don't actually know you. I just know the part of you who acted like a bully. I understand there can be more to a person than just the stuff they say when they're angry. Well, Carcat's always angry. Let's, So I will accept your apology and give you another chance. Okay, great! And I will apologize for calling you crazy. Obviously, I am not in much position to judge. No, but you were right. I am crazy, but thanks anyway. So you say you have been talking to me from the future? Yeah, making plans and whatnot. To pry ourselves mutually out of this massive Mobius double clusterfuck. Okay, so what is the plan? I mean, why did you want me to contact you at this moment so badly? Okay, well, the most immediate point of business is, you see that glowing blue screen behind you? Yes? You need to turn that fucking piece of shit off! Dispel those thoughts! What Carcat? Am I reading this wrong? I am getting no indications that that's what's going on. Or that's what you think is what's going on. Okay, I can do that, but why? What does it do? It's been here my whole life and I could never figure it out. I'm not going to say much about it, but suffice to say there are just... Suffice just intrusive thoughts. Oh dear.
Suffice to say, there are just some things you don't want to screw with. There are outcomes that are even worse than the complete annihilation of existence itself. Do tell. Forces more damaging to the integrity of reality than those capable of turning imagination into pure void. They are forces which, if handled recklessly, will nullify the base ability of intelligent beings in all real and hypothetical planes of existence to give a shit. I don't think I'm following. You don't have to follow. All you need to do is turn the thing off and do the next thing I was told to tell you to do. You were told? You were told? You were told? Dude, by who? By you! Oh, future me? Yes! You could be telling yourself this right now, but we're sort of working on a strict no-memo policy, which is your idea, of course. Did I mention how you don't like it when we argue with our past future selves? Yes, pretty sure I did. I mean, frankly, as much as I've loved some of the humor of the memos, I think they really need to be very limited in the amount. So I'm going along with the policy as best I can. I am being pleasant and agreeable, and I will gently lower a magnificent, coruscating column of hot fuck you down the protein chute of anyone who says otherwise. Okay. Well, it sounds like a pretty good policy to me. You don't say! So anyway, because it's so hilarious, I don't think I'm capable of doing the voice acting to bring his level of sarcasm into his angry comments. So anyway, because of that, my role at the moment is to act as a sort of go-between for you and your future self, to help along the process of making these plans. While your future self is deliberately vague about some stuff so as not to jinx the conception of the ideas in the first place, I guess. Oh, well, your current self is necessarily kind of dumb about everything. Hey, sorry, okay, just kind of ignorant. Because stuff hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean. It's not all that straightforward for me either. But I'm used to this sort of idiocy by now. It's a lot better than the moronic reverse conversation with Egbert I trapped myself into. Meanwhile, time is kind of running out here. Where I am, we're counting down to something. Something looming on the Trollian timeline, and no one knows what it is. And my team is kind of falling apart. I'm completely losing track of everyone and what they're doing. So at this point, I'm going to go along with whatever there is to go along with. And that is you and your crazy future plans, and the scratch. Oh yeah, Dave told me about that. What is it? I don't fucking know. At one point I thought I did. I thought it was just whatever sent Jack here. But clearly it's not that simple. Aradia knew what she blah, 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 blah. Aradia knew, but she didn't say, and then she went and goddamn exploded. You haven't told me either, because I'm not supposed to know yet. Whatever, I don't even care. Let's just do it. Okay, then. What was the thing I told you to tell me to do? Right now, I mean. Okay, I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I don't know that either. But that blue screen there, first, like I said, shut it off. Okay, then. Then what? Then you need to draw it. Ooh. Draw it? Yes! And then nothing. That's it. Examine fourth wall. So it is canonical that Andrew Hussey was briefly visible here. You size up the arcane contraption. The blue flicker of the coat's lining is arresting. But you don't know it's a coat. That would only invite more questions. You don't know what it shields, nor do you know whose shoulders it was meant to cover. If you knew that, if you even knew his name, you would understand no terror no human ever has. You should really listen to Carcat and turn it off. If you start messing with it, it would seriously start fucking everything up.
It would be irresponsible of both of us to let that happen. You suddenly wonder where Jade Sprite went. You wonder that because I said you did. I know where she went, but I will not say. Not that you can hear a word I'm saying. The coat's too thick. Turn it off. The end? Well, it's been nice, guys. I've enjoyed reading Homestuck. I thought it would go on. I thought we'd get more of a strong resolution than this, if I'm being real. Like, I'm a little teed off that this is all we get. But, you know, it had its ups. It had amazing moments, and I'm thrilled to have been through this all with you guys. Oh dear. Wayward vagabond build a fort. In your attempt to find an exit, you have pried some paneling off the walls, but you are no closer to discovering a means of escape, so you have resolved to build a fort instead. You feel safe and sound in the cozy confines of your wobbly station panel walls. It should allow you to relax and pass the time while you wait for the only source of energy you are aware of to present itself. You have humored these antics long enough. It is time you slipped out the partially open door to seek help since your beloved master has clearly gone stark raving mad. The questicant. I don't remember what the first thing is. Advise Presbyterian monarch. Your new queen is eager for your counsel. She wishes to know the royal itinerary she inherits. The itinerary for now is simple. She must wait for her fourth and final subject to arrive. A fifth exile, sleeping for centuries in the belly of the ruins, far beneath the desecrated idol, once sharing the visage with the legendary speaker of the vast croak. Soon, the Writ Keeper will awaken and serve his new queen. It is then that her work may begin. She would like clarification on the nature of the work, which you are happy to provide. You explain that it is very simple. As the new queen, she will be charged with bringing the Slayer to justice and rebuilding her kingdom in a new land. Her Majesty again is overwhelmed. No shit, right? And again you explain she will have help. She may choose to appoint a wastelandic vindicator as her kingdom's hero. You're not getting a new name. A warrior selected and groomed to face the Slayer with the weapon he protects. But first, there will be tidying up to do. Explosives will be needed, and if she were to appoint a brave armaments regent for her kingdom, he could be of assistance. Once the regent's task is complete, the queen must use the key to set the destination for her royal entourage. And once all the pieces are in place, ow, my hand got stuck, ow, 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 exposition later, oh fuck! The vessels must be destroyed. Serenity blink for help furiously. We're not even gonna get the Morse code this time. You interrupt whatever nonsense these silly people are planning with an extremely urgent message. Oh my god. Well, you know I have to translate all that, don't I? Oh dear, oh dear. What are we even doing here if I'm not gonna translate all this? This might take the rest of the stream. Help my... Slow going. Okay, I've translated the first line is just help my friend stuck inside the, and that's enough. Yeah, I'll read off of your translated. Help my friend is stuck inside the big can inside a small house he built. You must hurry. He is not very bright and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand it when I blink. Are you watching me? Oh no, don't blink me. You don't understand blinking either. How do you people even exchange ideas without luminous rear ends? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would have done it too. I was really considering actually translating this whole thing manually. Unfortunately, your simple message can't seem to penetrate their thick carapaces. Doesn't anybody in this stupid desert speak blinking? Prepare to tidy up. You heard the new queen in town needs a powder monkey on the double. As the kingdom's new regent, whatever that is, you spring into action. Now this is something you can handle. Anything to take your mind off that terrible pointy head that fell off the illegal statue on. Until you have to rig that one with bombs too, that is. Ooh, I zoomed in before. Let me fix this. Aww. Aww. This is sleepy times. Wayward vagabond dream. Yep. This one I can just copy. Haha. What a daring dream. Mayor's house. He's so powerful here. Doesn't even have the decency to be on Prospect. Ooh, this is a lot. To combine the finest qualities of humanity with the elegance and nobility of the animal kingdom. Andrew Hussey sure loves his gimmicks, doesn't he? How you wish you could know their world. This is terrifying. To hear one night those muted paw pads traipse up your stairs. Are we gonna just start hearing Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven? Nevermore, nevermore. A low but friendly growl unsettles your slumber. Monocle put. And as the supper sleeps from your eyes. Dun dun dun. They detect a sharp pair of ears cutting moonlight eyes.
A mysterious woven tongue invites.
He looks so cute.
Wouldn't these ears suit you? Would not this proud long snout assist you in the hunt? Nevermore. Nevermore. Nevermore.
Oh, fuck. No. No. Yes? I got you. So I'd recommend you not doing that again. A weird bug approaches. It must be your lucky day. Hey, you, just what do you think you're planning on doing with that ring? Oh, hello. Not what I ever expected. Hello. The whole time?
Oh, this one's screwy for some reason. Oh, the colons. There we go. Whatever it is, forget it. The Slayer is mine. Oh no, with 8 eyes. Bonk. Boot. So, Vriska, you're not hoping this is gonna work, are you? Now wake up! Like, oh my god, now wake up! I said wake! Sound, it's been so long. Not quite Megalovania, but Megalovania. Fuck yeah. I need to start over. Wait. Please hold. Okay, let's continue.
That's awesome. I love how obviously this came much before Undertale, but it's much more of a Homestucky track to it, with the way they've got the little effects on the notes. I believe it's true too that the Earthbound Halloween hack, it was much more of what we'd be used to for the Megalovania sound. So this was changed for this. What does that mean? Dude, I don't fucking think there's a ghost chance in hell, but hey, I'll root for you. Fuck you! So, yeah, we saw him at the bottom of the stairs before, but hey. Go fuck yourself. Well, it's true. I guess, yeah, yeah, I guess this was the culling we needed. Fuck, don't hold my own words against me. Taking out Nepeta like that is cruelty, though, of anybody. This is my best edgelord outfit. Oh, maybe I'm dumb. What is she doing here? Every ounce of fuck yeah I can give you. you just pull his severed legs back from the past just to fuck with him before killing him? You're the worst! I love you! Bro! That's like Joker dragging out Batman's dead parents before shooting him. Oh my god. Who said it was okay to make this? Shh. I think. This was mean. This was so mean. Tavros land. And I like my voice for Tavros. Dead. Dead. Maybe we can rebuild him? Stronger. RoboCop. Kanaya. Few rows. At least most of the ones I care about most are still alive. Fuck. You probably could have taken out Pfeffery as far as my care goes. You have already viewed this moment hundreds of times. It is no less confounding on your 101st. There is nothing otherwise unusual. Fuck! What the fuck? I don't even really know how to consider that as a musical sequence, because obviously I'm completely poisoned by Undertale on the particular song. But the sequence itself is amazing. But also, what the fuck? There is nothing otherwise unusual about the scene. A simple girl is understandably preoccupied by her handsome assortment of orbs, well surrounded by her ever-growing band of amphibious and reptilian acolytes. And then darkness. You have one lead in your investigation, but she hasn't been very helpful so far. Aww. Contact future Jade. I mean, it's not just the troll deaths dream-wise. It's also the how they depict Vriska's continued story that continues to fascinate me. Are you feeling more cooperative in this time frame? Oh, wait, no. I thought Kanaya was going to be talking with Rose there. I was preparing myself for that conversation. Password! I see. No, of course not. Please. I know you were talking to her shortly before. What did you say to her? I said password, fuck-ass! Wow. Whoops, sorry. I've been having too many password arguments with Carcat, I guess. Oh, like she said a password with him so she'd know that it was the Carcat who was chill talking to her? I still don't understand the password thing. Past you doesn't care about passwords. What happened? Well, it depends. Do you want to have a silly conversation or a serious conversation? Which is favorable? Both are, but a silly conversation mostly doesn't matter or make the timeline more confusing than it needs to be. So we can have one right now if you want. In fact, I would say it is coming dangerously close to being one already. But if it is a serious conversation you want, then I'm afraid I must demand a password! Can we discuss a serious issue in a silly manner? Nope! How am I supposed to know the password? Because I told you! I don't remember that. Exactly! I feel like I am trudging waist deep through a slither basin full of your human surprise noodles. Wait. No, yeah, okay, I'm using the right voice. I was like, am I... for the briefest moment, this whole time, I thought it was a different character, like it was Tracy or something, like I was just completely assigning the wrong attitude to her. Yum. I understand this silliness is currently permissible, but are serious questions about the password nonsense permissible as well? I suppose those are acceptable. Why are you demanding passwords from me and also apparently cockhat? To keep the conversation linear. I gave you a password at the end of our previous conversation. You have to give me that password to start our next conversation. This ensures that past you can't jump ahead into the conversation and mess everything up, like you are trying to do now. I am not trying to do that. I know, but trust me, it's better this way. When will I get the password? I don't know. I have no idea what time you are from. But you will get it. I gave it to you some time ago at the end of our last conversation, and I have been eager. This is so fucking smart. Like, fuck your time traveling chat room nonsense. I have no idea what time you are from. But you will get it. I gave it to you some time ago at the end of our last conversation, and I have been eagerly awaiting your linear and unconfusing reply ever since. Bye, Kanaya. Gardenostic seeked being trolled. Contact past Jade. Turns out Kanaya was just like looking for relationship advice with Rose. Like, hey, I need some help. It's a serious conversation, but not that kind of serious conversation. I'm appreciating our conversations from this time frame more and more. Past you is much less of a taskmaster than future you are pre-blackout Rose. Thanks, I think. What do you mean by pre-blackout Rose? I mean post-blackout Rose is a lot less difficult insofar as she is unavailable. Okay. But what do you mean by blackout? I guess you'll find out soon, and then report it to me under extremely specific circumstances, which is good because I sure don't know. Yes, that face is a good response. Your eyes are right to be swirled letters. What are you doing? I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm getting Dave to set up that expensive equipment, so I can start doing all that Witch of Spacey stuff you were telling me about. Which I appreciate, since my sprite turned out to be sad and useless and not very wise at all. I see. Well, I didn't actually tell you to. I was just being informative. Also, it isn't technically Witch of Spacey stuff. I was a sliff, not a witch. Oh, what is a sliff? I think it's sort of like a witch, but more magical. A magical witch? Yes, I'm completely certain of that suddenly. That's awesome. But regardless, I think our roles are approximately the same. I thank you, Homestuck. These are the two easiest voices in the world to do. Oh my god, I have no trouble with these voices. But regardless, I think the roles are approximately the same since we are both stokers of the forge, as well as holders of breeding duties. Ooh. However, I should clarify that my earlier counsel was mostly academic. It takes weeks to do all of it properly. You won't have time. Breeding duties? Yeah. Please tell me that doesn't involve what it sounds like. What does it sound like? It sounds like it involves a lot of breeding. Well, it does, but not breeding through means typical of most species. Oh. Is this like a cloning situation again? Does the equipment we are deploying have anything to do with it? It has. It's cloning. Yeah. It has a lot to do with it. It is cloning equipment, much like what is scattered all over the Vale. Jade is just like, hey, not to press the obvious question here, but are we gonna cancel the author over this? Oh, fear not. I'm only going for another 10 minutes or so it's been good having you, Serrated. Ooh. It has a lot to do with it. It is cloning equipment much like what is scattered all over the Vale, the same kind responsible for creating all of us. Okay then, that's pretty neat. I didn't mean to alarm you by implying you were required to wage a great deal of personal procreation over a span of several weeks. Yeah, woo. Though it should be clear that repopulation is among our duties as well as in the long term, and I've gathered that the cloning apparatus in the wall is probably meant to. Do you have to make it clear? Permit an initial boost on the world we select for settlement. But beyond that, it is up to the descendants to perpetuate the race, and your species has quite an advantage in this respect. How so? Your procreation may be carried out by paired individuals autonomously, whereas ours may not. Which is what makes my role particularly important. What is your role? I'm the keeper of the matriorb. It is an egg that will hatch a new mother grub. She alone will be responsible for bearing our young. Whoa, cool. So you were like bugs, like bees or ants or such, but with horns. I guess so. And you are like erect livestock, without the muscle definition, or the hermaphroditic physiology for that matter. But milk producers nonetheless. That rare kind of organism to nurture hatchless young within, are you not? Yes. You got the Auxilatrix key. Anyway, I had imagined I would hatch the new grub on a planet in your universe, and when that became impossible, I quickly lost hope. I assumed it would remain locked in its card forever, which could only be opened when the orb was meant to be used. But then I found something quite unexpected when I was exploring this lab. I found a key. It was deep in the meteor, and as I suspected, it released the orb, which was really confusing to me for a while, until I realized what it meant, which is so obvious I'm amazed I didn't think of it right away. What? It means I am supposed to use it now to hatch the grub in the heart of this meteor. You think so? Sure. I wonder if Kanaya just started talking to Jade because Jade gives her a lot more positive feedback than Rose does. Sure, there is no reason a meteor couldn't act as the center of our race's resurrection. I guess that is certainly, like, an Uno reverse to the usual course of events. They are themselves like large seeds after all, not even a little. The only question is whether we can manage to keep it from being destroyed, as well as whether I am able to raise a mother grub to maturity. Oh wow, that thought is actually pretty overwhelming. I think you can do it. You do? Yes, didn't you say your Lucius was a grub? Yeah, she was in fact a mother grub, who relinquished her calling as matriarch to raise me. That's perfect! If you were raised by a mother grub, then you are in great position to raise one yourself. It is like a sort of family legacy. A really cool alien family legacy. Okay, thanks for saying so. Aww. Iron Jade is amazing. Don't mention it. So how does this cloning stuff work? It's very involved. Like I said, I do declare, you won't have time. In fact, it probably should have taken considerably longer than it took me. I was a little rushed. I want to try anyway. If you can hold out hope for rebuilding your race in the center of a meteor, then I think I can at least try to get a little cloning done with the time I have left. Yes, you're right. I can't imagine how you can complete the objective in the time given, but weirder things have happened. I think first, deploy the pad. Yes, Dave is doing that at the top of this ridiculous tower. Why all the way up there? Didn't you say it needed to be in a warm place? Yes, that's right. My house is freezing over. It ran on geothermal power before, and I guess there's no heat anywhere inside this planet. That will probably change if you light the forge, but one thing at a time, I guess. Yes, I would like to hear about that later. But yeah, the weather just seems just fine out here in the medium. Let's see how Dave is doing. Deploy cloning apparatus. Jade examine. It's so small. That's the appropriate size for the equipment. But clone babies can barely even fit in that thing. Babies? What? I mean young humans. Babies? What? You know, that we milk producers nurture hatchless within. Yes, I mean, I didn't mean to suggest your breeding duties involved cloning humans. Repopulation is not what's happening here. It's not your objective as the Witch of Space. Not yet, anyway. Then what is my objective? What am I breeding? Frogs. Sorry, I thought that was obvious. I can't get over how tiny this thing is. It's so cute. So the baby frogs show up on the pad here? Yes. I can't wait to try it. What are you laughing at there? Oh, lol. Dave just has a lot of funny stuff to say about all this. What is he saying? Oh, you know, a bunch of silly stuff. There's too much to copy-paste. Here, I'll save it all to a file and send it to you. Gardenostic sent Grimadrilixis the file. Dave is a funny. .txt. Okay, I'm laughing pretty hard at all that. Alright, how do I get started? Is this something I can actually open? I don't think so. Alright, how do I get started? He will need to deploy the terminal. Then you can start hunting for frogs to appearify from around your world. Deploy terminal. That might be a little on the large side, actually, but alright. Okay, here is a frog on the screen. Oh no, is it trapped in ice? I would conjecture that most of them are, and will stay that way until the forge is brought to life. I think the event is designed to trigger drastic planetary upheaval wherever the forge is stationed. It did on my planet as well. Was your planet covered in ice too? No, mostly water. Cool! Anyway, I will try to rescue this frog. So I push that button to appearify it? Yes. It probably won't do any good, but you can try. Okay. Appearify frog. Aw. Oh god, it is still a frogsicle. This will not do. The problem isn't that the frog is still frozen. The problem is that it's probably dead, because that's what happens to things that are frozen solid. The problem is that you were able to appearify it at all. Ectobiology is based entirely on your inability to appearify a subject, so basically we need to somehow— What? Ah, no, you're right, you're totally right! I don't— yeah, oh man! I don't understand, but I am intrigued if that frog were destined to do something else, such as become ensnared in your net later. You would not be able to appearify it because that would cause a paradox. So instead, you would appearify its slime imprint. The paradox slime is what is important here. You can mix it with the slime from other paradoxically appearified frog imprints, study the genes and selectively combine, and then create resulting paradox clones. Okay, that makes sense, I think. How can I appearify some frog slime? You will need to direct the terminal to another frog, and then you must be Sorry. and then you must be sure later to interfere with that frog in some way. For instance, by planning to venture out to capture that exact frog as I suggested earlier. That way it will be impossible to purify the frog before your interference has taken place. Only its slime will arrive. So it is like a sort of backwards frog breeding, clone first, catch later? Yes, this is such a cool manipulation of their time travel rules. Search for a new frog. Okay, I will try this. Heh, look at this handsome guy here, hiding in the woods. And being sneaky. He looks frozen solid too, so if I go bother him later, that means if I try to take him now, I will only get slime, right? Yes, that should work. Make a note of the coordinates. When you travel to interact with your cloned subjects, you are also taking the opportunity to explore and discover new habitats, as well as new species of frogs for your This feels like you're getting the manual version of a survival game. You're also taking as well as new species of frogs for your terminal to track. It's efficient to go adventuring in this fashion while you are waiting for your young clones to mature. That sounds like fun. Yes, it's a lot of fun. It is also extremely time-consuming. Unlike some purifiers in the Veil, this one is locked to the present moment. You cannot use it as a window into the future or past and isolate frogs whose futures are certain and therefore most paradoxifiable. Means of expedition are limited. I suppose you could use time travel to accelerate the process. But you would need to establish weeks' worth of stable time loops. I think it would be an overly elaborate and dangerous undertaking personally. And I do declare, and anyone who would attempt such a thing is reckless. I wouldn't advise it. Hey, hang on while I clone this fella. Clone frog. Sweet. Yay! You'll need somewhere to keep them while they grow, like a pool or a tank or some such. Or at least something temporary. Water wasn't very hard for me to come by, but for you I don't know. I will think of something. I won't let the poor little guys suffocate. Give him a home. Oh, I think it would probably die in there if this were realistic. So I'm supposed to wait for him to grow up and then breed him with other frog paradox clones? Yes, but this isn't all there is to the cloning process. A true paradox clone is an exact genetic duplicate of the subject. Later that clone will be sent back in time to become itself. In fact, if it is an exact duplicate, this is guaranteed to happen. This is what classifies it as a paradox clone. Any duplicate which genetically deviates from the original is not. It is simply a mutant. And for breeding purposes, mutation is desirable, within reason. You may adjust the settings on the equipment to promote genetic anomalies, but it's very delicate and you can go too far. Responsibly guiding the evolution of the genetic code during the breeding process is very important. In fact, it is the most important thing about this of all. It is? Yes. So what is the actual purpose of all this breeding? Am I trying to make one really special frog with just the right genetic code or something? Sort of like the ultimate frog? Actually, yes, that's exactly what you're doing. Oh! Your objective is to breed the Genesis frog. Why? You can't complete the game without doing so. Your entire mission depends on breeding him. Him? So he is a boy frog? Yes. He will begin as a tadpole like you have there, but considerably... Oh, how do we know that she's not gonna nail it on her first try? Yes, he will begin like a tadpole like you have there, but considerably bigger, and he will mature to become the Speaker, a deity-like figure idolized by the consorts who wait for him to come. The Speaker? He's known as the Speaker of the vast Croak. Croak. Yes, the Croak is quite vast and is something to behold. It's the most amazing thing I have seen. Then the Speaker is like a god. But there are a lot of them? Like one for each session, kind of like the kings and queens? Yes, there will be one for every session should the players be successful, and each one is unique product of their quest.
The kingdoms are at odds over his creation. Prospit worships him as the consorts do. Durst reviles him and outlaws frogs wherever they can, even the iconography. Their agents mock his name with slurs, like Speaker of the Vast Joke, or Bilious Slick. Although, to be honest, that is what we ended up calling him. Not to be disrespectful, though, it was just a catchier name. Slick, got it. It is pretty catchy. If I call him that, I will be sure to say I mean no offense. I doubt it is even possible to offend him. That's good. Okay, then what? What do we do after I make this big god froggy? Does it have something to do with the new universe we create? Most certainly. You said he was a Genesis frog. Does that mean we bring him into the universe and he makes new planets or life or such? No. You're not really understanding the magnitude of his role. He is not responsible for just one aspect of the universe you create. He's responsible for all of them. Bilious Slick is your universe. Oh! Really? I don't mean he's the universe you are from. We engineered that incarnation. He is the universe that you are trying to create. Yes, I got that. Sorry, I thought it was obvious, but then wasn't sure. You mean he is literally a universe? Yes, literally. That statement was as literal as you can possibly make words be. I know your species is frequently insincere for a variety of reasons. But your species is too, especially Karkat. He is especially sarcastic. That's true, but when we do it, it's usually just because we are trying to be jerks, rather than by way of a mild manner perpetually dispatching little puzzles of rhetoric without apparent purpose. But I don't do that. I try to say what I mean as much as I can. Yeah, I think I've been discerning that. It's a nice change of pace. From what? Oh, it's not important. Haha, you mean from Rose? Well, not that it wasn't an enjoyable exercise in xenocultural inculcation. Yeah, Rose and Dave are like that all the time. They inculcate that stuff like crazy. So you have been talking to her a lot, I guess? Sort of. Are you best friends now? I guess as mutually friendly as the time has permitted two people to be. I won't be speaking to her anymore, though. Why? Oh yeah, because you said she is blacked out? What the heck does that mean? It just means, in a few moments from your perspective, I won't be able to see her through my viewport or talk to her. I don't know why exactly, but it's not that hard to guess. She has been relying on the powers and counsel of dark gods and other sources of ambiguous intent, and she has consequently devised a plan which sounds very dangerous to me. Yeah, I didn't like the sound of her plan either. You are more sensible. It's probably imagine that Jade is more sensible than Rose. How far have we come? It's probably the influence Skya has had on you, having spent much of your life awake on Prospit like me. You did? If we're alike in some ways, maybe it's because of this. Yeah! I woke up a long time ago. I had trouble sleeping when I was young. The sunlight was unnaturally invigorating to me, I guess. My Lucius could do nothing to help, and when I was supposed to be in my cocoon, I would often wander out to the desert, where one day I was visited by a stranger who dressed and spoke in white. He put me to sleep and I awoke on Prospit, where I have dreamed ever since. He said he was my sky guardian, and though he visited rarely, I did regard him as that. Then later, he stopped coming. In time, I began to believe he was a figment of my mind, like an imaginary friend to give me reassurance when I needed it. But then, while playing our game, I learned he was real. He had spoken to others from our party, and had been manipulating us all to advance his schemes. It was saddening to learn my fortuitous awakening had been the product of a nefarious ploy. You're lucky that your awakening probably had no such entanglements. Geez, I hope not. But I guess it's only a minor contamination of something otherwise great. I was allowed to see what Skya would show me, and to prepare for dangers ahead and try to protect people. Me too. Wow, Kanaya, I did not realize how much we had in common.
Gosh. Let me try and say that again. I felt robotic. I did not realize how much we had in common. You're right, we do. I feel a bit silly that it took me so long to engage with the one corresponding closely with my role. It must be a certain madness I'm afflicted by, to orbit those more reckless and dangerous than I, and more daring for it. I guess I want to help them, but they never can be helped, it seems. Well, it sounds like helping people is something that is in your nature. I can understand that. Are you saying Rose is reckless and dangerous? Yes, definitely. We have our share of dangerous players who seem to do nothing but cause problems. I believe she is yours. And if her insane plan, John too, and if her insane plan wasn't alarming enough, she has been communicating with the stranger I mentioned, and unsurprisingly, she has not been forthright about the nature of their conversations. You mean your guardian? Yes, and he's not merely a guardian. I'm very sure he is a first guardian, like your Lucius was. Uh-oh, I'm not sure why, but the sound of that makes me really nervous. I feel the same way about it. The involvement of any such entity strikes me as quite inauspicious, even when seemingly benign. She didn't mention anything about this when we talked, but she seemed preoccupied. She was. You'll have a chance to determine more soon, after which hopefully you can tell me. Yeah, I will. In the meantime, I will go. I would like to return to the core to situate this orb. It seems you have your own orb to care for now. Oh, LOL, yeah, I guess so. Okay. You can go do that, and I guess I will check on Rose, but there's still so much I want to know. I want to know more about stoking the forge and breeding the frogs, and about your time on Prospect and all that. Okay, I will definitely help you as much as I can. The young Prospect Wakers ought to stick together. Yes, I'll message you again in your future, and you may reply if you have cause to. If I have cause to? Oh, that reminds me. I was thinking of implementing a system to keep some of these confusing conversations simple and linear. Does it by chance have to do with passwords? Yeah, I guess someone told you. Yes, you. You delivered news of the system by demanding a password from me. Ah, you see? You nearly just gave me the idea for the plan in the first place, paradoxically from my own future self. I just find that kind of thing annoying for some reason. It doesn't feel right. I would rather ideas come from the place they actually came from. That's a reasonable attitude. Okay. Let's put the system in place starting now. I will give you a password and you give it to me in the future when you want to pick up this conversation again. Okay. The password is Croak. It must be in all caps and must contain precisely 10 O's. 10. I'm counting 11. Whoops, 11 then. The password system is already paying overwhelming dividends of ease and rationality. Kanaya, that sounded just a wee bit sarcastic. Oh, wow, yeah, I'm hoping I'm not falling prey to a crisis of sincerity. You are just becoming multicultural, that's all. I think I am learning to be more multicultural through Carcad as well. It mostly involves saying fuck a lot. Oh no. Oh no. It's okay. He's really not so bad. Yeah, I know. Okay. Go hatch that orb. I will be waiting. Yes, I'll do that too. Bye, Jade. Later. And I assume this is the game you were referring to, the walk around. We'll do this next time. Next time. I'm excited. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wondrous day. God, the fact that this was a big one. Next time.